Tonight, a historic by-election win in Scotland, a new King of the North. So what now for the Prime Minister?
A hat-trick of by-elections, wins for the SNP and the Tories, and now Andy Burnham's eyeing up number 10.
Also tonight, we are only a few hours away from Scotland kicking off against Morocco. Can they make history and make it out of the group stages for the first time?
Well, the Tartan Army are on the march once again. They have won the hearts of the locals here in Boston, and now this lot are dreaming of another night to remember.
I'm Andrea Breimer. This is the STV News at 6, live from Aberdeen. Good evening. Andy Burnham's resounding win in the Makerfield by-election means he's heading back to Westminster. It also means Keir Starmer's days in number 10 could be coming to an end. Burnham is expected to challenge for the Labour leadership and become the next Prime Minister. Meanwhile, the SNP got a drubbing in the Aberdeen South by-election, where the Tories scored a win. The SNP did hold Arbroath and Broughty Ferry, though, and with a bigger majority. Well, our political editor Colin Mackay is in Aberdeen. And Colin, Keir Starmer is definitely going to be feeling the pressure, isn't he? But the SNP, they must be really feeling pretty bruised tonight.
Absolutely, that was a big night of by-elections. We thought it was going to be a really tight contest here in Aberdeen. It wasn't. The Tories scored a huge win. That's their first West. They got nowhere in either of the Scottish by-elections and actually looked to be losing ground in what seemed like prime territory for them in the north of England. Bad for Labour too in Scotland, where their vote just disappeared like snow off a dike. But it's the Makerfield result that will have the most significant repercussions. It looks like costing Keir Starmer his job, and things could kick off on that next week. 3 big by-elections and 3 big wins.
Lara Bird is duly elected to serve as a Member of Parliament for the Arbroath and Broughty Ferry constituency.
I declare that Douglas Lumsden is elected to serve in the United Kingdom Parliament as the member for the Aberdeen South constituency.
Burnham Andrew Murray, commonly known as Andy Burnham, the Labour and Cooperative Party, 24,927.
And 3 very different messages.
This by-election was about the future that we want for Scotland. And the people of Arbroath and Broughty Ferry have once again made it clear that our future lies with independence.
We made this about oil and gas, and the people of the North East really think that we should be doing more for that industry. We are really suffering up here, and we're getting really back to Scottish Conservatives, and wow.
This is a final chance to change. This is what people said directly to me on the hundreds of doorsteps.
After big by-election wins, party leaders usually rush to take some of the credit and grab a photo with their winning candidate. In Monifieth, John Swinney reckoned that the Peter Murrow scandal had made no impact on the vote.
If you look at the Arbroath and Broughty Ferry result, the SNP vote is up and the share of the vote is up and the majority is up. So in all of those respects, I think those issues did not play a factor in either the by-elections in Aberdeen South or in Arbroath and Broughty Ferry.
Kenny Badenoch was a regular campaigner in Aberdeen South and was back today.
The by-election was Aberdeen South sending a message to Holyrood and Westminster that they will not be ignored. We said that this should be a referendum on the oil and gas industry, and the answer was a resounding yes to drilling in the North Sea, to supporting oil and gas.
It was different in Makerfield though. No sign of the Prime Minister. There, it was all about Andy Burnham.
This now is the change moment. we have an opportunity to turn the tide, to make the country feel like it's working again, to make people see that politics can make a positive difference, to make people feel hope again.
This was the most significant result of the night, maybe the most significant by-election result ever. Not just choosing a new MP, but quite possibly the UK's next Prime Minister.
If there is a contest, just to be clear with you, then yes, I will run, I will stand, and I've said repeatedly, I'm not going to walk away from that.
The by-elections are done and won. Next comes the battle to lead the country. Colin Mackay, STV News.
Well, to our Westminster correspondent Lucy Dunn now. Lucy, how is this playing out down there? I mean, how significant is Andy Burnham's victory?
Well, it's pretty massive, and it makes it almost inevitable that Andy Burnham could become the next Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Now, many Labour figures will be looking at the show of support for Andy Burnham as proof that he is the right man to reverse the fortunes of the government. And indeed himself, Andy Burnham, said last night on Winning that this is a final chance for change. Now, this afternoon, Cabinet Ministers have begun speaking to the Prime Minister, asking him to set out a timetable for his resignation in the hope that he will jump before he is pushed. And over the weekend, many MPs are expected to publicly call on the Prime Minister to go. Now, neither Sir Keir Starmer nor Andy Burnham actually want a leadership contest. The Prime Minister doesn't think that it's time for him to step down, whilst Andy Burnham would prefer a coronation. But whilst Andy Burnham doesn't want to fire the starting pistol on a leadership race, Sir Keir Starmer's stubbornness could force his hand.
For tonight, Lucy, thanks for that. Well, to today's other big story now, and we are, of course, just 5 hours away from kick-off in Scotland's second World Cup game against Morocco. After last weekend's 1-0 win against Haiti, this game is absolutely crucial if Scotland is to get out of the group stage. We will, of course, face Brazil in Miami next week. Right now, though, let's go to Boston and say a very good afternoon to Ronnie and Chris. Ronnie first, this has got to be the longest party ever. I mean, the Tartan Army have been going for it in Boston for a whole week now.
Andrea, you'd be forgiven for forgetting that there was a game going on tonight. With the sound of Scotland behind me, a tartan takeover of a generation, and trust me when I tell you, these fans are having the time of their lives. What started out as a football trip has turned into something so much more. The Tartan Army have fallen in love with Boston, and the feeling is mutual.
It's the best experience ever. It's my son's.
You're loving it?
It's mental. It actually feels like a dream.
Absolutely brilliant. Memories made for the kids. They actually met John McGinn this morning. She's got her shirt signed.
Oh, fantastic.
Such a nice man, so that's dreams made for the kids.
How great was it meeting John McGinn?
It was exciting.
Now it's all eyes on Morocco.
It's hard to imagine, but I've still got some family back home, so they're keeping me up to date with what's happening. I think everyone in the country's having a great time. With a positive result in the next game, that good time can continue, and that's what we aim for.
But regardless of the result tonight, Scotland's Boston love story isn't over. For one couple in particular, it's a trip they'll never forget.
It got to the point where I was like, I need to get this ring out of my sporting. Isla's going in, trying to grab for my wallet and stuff, and I'm like, get away from that, Ken, there's someone else up there.
I couldn't stop crying, but I was so happy. Like, I feel like I've been giddying around like a wee girl like the rest of the trip so far. So at this point, it can't get better. But then, I don't know, that game on Friday night, so could get better.
Everywhere you look in the city, there's a little slice of home. Hundreds of Iron Brew cans given out to locals, and an unofficial world record for the most Americans tasting Scotland's other national drink at the one time. But it's not just the Scots in Boston. Tonight's opposition have brought some Moroccan magic to Massachusetts.
It's going to be a great match, yeah. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy.
What do you make of the Scotland fans?
They are great. They are, wow, wonderful.
They're amazing. They're really amazing. We've crossed a lot of supporters, Scottish supporters, and they're amazing.
Let's be honest, Boston belongs to the Scots. If the players can match the level of their support, we've got a very good chance. Well, thousands of these fans behind me will make their way to the stadium in the next few hours. The last match against Haiti saw some major transport issues. Live now to Chris Harvey, who's at Boston Station for us. Chris, how's it looking?
Oh, Ronnie, thankfully a lot better. It's fair to say a week ago for the game against Haiti, it was absolute chaos here. People queued for hours. They couldn't really practice it. 20,000 Scotland fans turned up all at once. It turned out to be a dreadful experience and probably the only real disappointment of the World Cup so far here in this fantastic city. They queued for hours when they got to the Boston Stadium. They queued for hours more. Some people we spoke to said it was really a genuinely scary experience. One couple said they worried it would be another Hillsborough. It does feel like they have learned from those lessons. There was another game midweek on Tuesday here. That went much better, and I have to say, so far today, things seem to be going much more smoothly.
The biggest thing was the adjustment to the queue, getting some more trains ready earlier, and to get people swiftly out once they get screened. So between all those adjustments made, between all the agencies, I'm confident you'll have a much better experience today.
I think it's been great. It's been well organised. It's going smooth and everybody's really friendly, so having a great time.
I'm sure they've learnt their lessons. We'll just take it and see how it goes.
Going okay so far though?
Yeah, it's going great. Listen, it's like being a big night out in Glasgow. It's fantastic.
Yeah, much better.
More organised, and people started coming earlier as well, so which helped. So.
Well, as you can probably see behind me, it's flowing freely. Hopefully they'll get to the stadium on time and we can enjoy a second victory at this World Cup. Back to you, Andrea.
Chris, we hope you have the best time there. Thank you. Well, from Boston to back home here in Scotland, and preparations, of course, are well underway here too, ahead of all the action kicking off. Pubs across the country are gearing up for another bumper night, with one fan zone in Aberdeen expecting more than 1,600 people after last weekend's success. While in Aberdeenshire, one primary school has even written a song to support the Scotland squad go all the way. Here's Gráinne Grehan.
Support from the Tartan Army in Aberdeenshire all the way to America. These pupils have written their own song to help get Scotland to the World Cup final.
Game was Haiti, they didn't believe their eyes. Morocco and Brazil, you're in for a surprise.
And they have every faith in the squad to make it all the way.
I think they might score McTominay might score 2 goals. And I think Ben Gunnin's going to assist McTominay's 2 goals.
Who do you think's going to score?
Like a couple of weeks. Lots of weeks.
In Dundee, we got a taste of how Moroccan fans living in Scotland are feeling ahead of the action tonight.
I'm supporting Morocco. Meanwhile, I'm living Scotland is my home, and it's going to be hard for me to choose between both of them who's going to win tonight.
1,600 people turned out to this fan zone to celebrate Scotland's win over Haiti last week. Today, preparations were underway ahead of another bumper night.
The atmosphere was electric. It was quite the animal of an event. Like, so glad we got the result. But we're well stocked up, well prepared, and yeah, we're ready for it. Round 2, and let's go.
And as for the score tonight,
2-1 Scotland!
Come on! And what's our big message for the team tonight?
Good luck!
Gráinne Grehan, STV News.
Yeah, and we'll hear more on the Scotland match in a moment in sport, but now on to today's other news. A judge has ruled it is unlawful for trans women to be housed in the female prison estate. The decision follows the petition for judicial review brought by the campaign group for Women Scotland, which challenged the Scottish Government's policy on the treatment of transgender prisoners. A German tourist has been jailed for 3 years and 9 months after being convicted of dangerous driving and causing a fatal crash in the Highlands. His car was on the wrong side of the road when it hit a motorcyclist at Invermoriston in July 2022. 51-year-old Michael Gall died at the scene. Matthias Huneke was also banned from driving for 5 years. 2 young men are in hospital with serious injuries following a crash involving a motorbike and a car in Angus. The rider and passenger, both 20, were taken to Ninewells Hospital just after 6 o'clock last night following the collision on the B9128 between Carnoustie and Forfar. The driver of the car was not injured. Now, a new visitor centre is a step closer at one of Scotland's busiest tourist attractions. Highland architects have been appointed to design a new facility at Glenfinnan. The site, where hundreds of Highlanders pledged allegiance to Bonnie Prince Charlie, attracted 660,000 visitors last year. Its owners, the National Trust for Scotland, aim to create an environmentally friendly facility. It was founded in Dundee 40 years ago, taking Scotland's contemporary dance scene around the world. Now members of the Scottish Dance Theatre are preparing to take to the stage for a double bill to celebrate the anniversary. The performances will premiere at the city's Rep Theatre tonight. Well, you have heard from the fans. Let's see how the Scotland team are coping with the pressure. Time for sport with Rahman.
Good luck, Scotland! C.R. Smith sponsors STV Sport.
A very good evening from downtown Boston. Scotland fans are hoping tonight is an historical night for the national football team. The hope and the dream is for Steve Clarke and his players to achieve something no Scottish side has ever done before, and that is reach the knockout stage of a major tournament. A draw, a point, will all but secure progression. Standing in their way are a Moroccan side ranked 6th in the world and a country that reached the semi-finals of the last World Cup in 2022. Make no mistake, Scotland are massive underdogs tonight, but having said that, belief is strong within Clarke's camp.
I think the key to the first one was also calmness and focus, but sometimes the occasion runs away with you a little bit. We want to do well in all 3 games. So the next one in front is Morocco. Tough test. Team inside the top 10 in the world. We know how good they are. But we're prepared and we feel we're ready for them.
Obviously we've got a good feeling in this stadium, which is a good thing. Obviously when we walked off the pitch, our fans were bouncing about everywhere in the stadium, and we obviously won. So that's obviously a positive. But yeah, I don't think it gives you an advantage or anything, but I do think it obviously gives us a good feeling. So hopefully that good feeling continues. Hopefully come tomorrow night it'll be the exact same feeling. But you know, we know we're up against it and it's going to be a tougher task. But you know, we believe that we're ready for it, and you know, hopefully we can show that tomorrow night.
Well, Ryan Christie is hoping the fantastic backing of the Tartan Army will help the team achieve the result that they need. Christie, who's in line to win his 70th cap this evening, says it doesn't matter where he plays in midfield, he just wants to help the team. He's been speaking to Jamie Borthwick.
We've got a few different kind of game plans up our sleeve, whatever is required, and obviously you know, a tough test on Friday night against a very good Moroccan side, but you know, one we go into very, very confident and know that we can cause them a few problems ourselves.
The equation's pretty simple with 3 points on the board, and you know, that kind of brink of history is right there. Do you guys feel maybe from back home the kind of the expectancy, the desire for this to happen this year?
Yeah, probably not expectancy. I think everybody at this point, we've got a real feeling of you know, pride, to be honest, more than anything. I think you see it with all the kind of fans around Boston and how well they've you know, celebrated and been perceived, and you know, it's absolutely amazing for us to watch on and see that, and especially after the Haiti game, that kind of reaction of pure support, and you know, if that, if anything, is the fire to try and get us qualified, because you know how much it will mean to everyone back home.
How ready do you feel to make your mark on this tournament?
As ready as ever. I think every single person is ready to to give their bit whenever they're needed. So we've got a right squad mentality. I think we've had that for so many years now. It's put us in such good stead. So yeah, hopefully that can carry us a long way in this competition.
Well, Scotland fans dared to dream in the opening match of the World Cup in France in 1998 when John Collins equalised from the penalty spot against Brazil. Disappointingly though for Craig Brown's side, they went on to lose the match narrowly. That said, it's a highlight for former Scotland striker Stephen Fletcher.
Scotland. It's the John Collins penalty.
What a great chance here for Scotland.
When I think about the World Cup, I do think about that.
And what a moment for John Collins on the day of his 50th cap.
That was my earliest memories of it. I was around about 10 or 11.
Collins for Scotland.
So
Brazil won. Scotland won. Collins for Scotland.
And Scotland-Morocco is live right here on STV tonight, and the STV player coverage starts at 10 o'clock with kick-off at 11.
Good luck, Scotland. C.R. Smith sponsors STV Sport.
Well, folks, that is all from me tonight from downtown Boston, a rocking downtown Boston. It's Scotland against Morocco. Will history be made? Many thousands of Tartan Army believe and hope it will. Bye for now.
Oh, we're all right behind the team here too. Thanks, Rahman. I'm starting to feel butterflies. How about you, Sean? Are you looking forward to it? Are you going to be watching?
Do you know, I do. I mean, I don't generally follow club football, but I follow the World Cup. But I don't know if I'm going to be staying up all night for it. I'm just more upset that Coronation Street and Emmerdale are all over the place just now, given the World Cup. But yes, fingers crossed that we're going to do well with that match. High pressure round for us as we go into the weekend. So that is good news weather-wise, because things will be settling down. It will be turning warmer as well. We could get temperatures into low 20s in some spots by Sunday, and they could go even higher through next week. Let's have a look at the forecast.
Midday Mayan temples, followed by sunny afternoons on the sand. TUI sponsors STV Weather.
So finally, it looks as if the temperatures will be rising for us, going above average. And do you know, I feel this year so far it's all or nothing. We're below average or well above average. We keep getting these big spikes, and that's exactly what's going to happen into next week. We're going to see the temperatures rising, and some of the weather models 26, 27, 28. So about this time next week, have those temperatures. This is Inverness, probably one of the warmer spots. Murray, Inverness could get temperatures about 25 degrees by this time next Friday. So temperatures rising, and then they fall back down once again towards the end of the month into the start of July. Now, for the time being, well, it's been a miserable day, hasn't it? With all that rain, central and eastern parts. The rain does turn more showery through tonight. We'll hang on to some showers across northwestern parts. Temperatures about 9 or 10 degrees Celsius. The weather this weekend will slowly be getting better. We've got high pressure coming. A long time since we've seen that. Lots of showers around the north and the northwest during tomorrow. Maybe one or two heavier ones. Quite breezy as well around the northwest, particularly the temperatures probably getting up to about 19 in parts of Aberdeen, so feeling nice in the sunshine out of the breeze here. Sunday, lighter winds for most of us. It's a dry and bright day and feeling warm with highs in the Highlands of 20 degrees. Bye-bye.
TUI sponsors STV Weather.
And that is tonight's STV News at 6. The countdown is on to our second World Cup game against Morocco. We just need a draw. You can watch the match live here on STV. Coverage begins at 10 o'clock. From all of us here on both sides of the Atlantic, thanks for watching. Have a brilliant weekend. Bye-bye.
Making your way in the world today.
The Scottish have just taken over the North Shore in Boston.
I've never in my life seen Boston this fun. Tartan Army are the greatest people on earth. The Scottish are the greatest alive.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.